Okay, so a buyer finds a property that they are interested in buying. And what happens is the buyer right here puts their offer in writing with the help of their real estate professional and sends it over here to the seller. The seller then has the option of either accepting the offer, rejecting it, or countering it. If they accept it, the buyer is one step closer to buying the property. The seller is one step closer to selling the property. The seller can reject the offer, but hopefully that is not done without counsel of their real estate agent. Or they could counter the offer, in which case the seller's response is submitted back over here to the buyer. And the buyer has the same three choices of accepting the seller's response, rejecting it, or countering. If they accept it, then yes, they are one step closer to buying the house. If they reject it, well, then they're going to have to go find another property to find and make an offer on. Or they could counter it. And the countering between the buyer and seller could go back and forth a couple of times. But only right here, where we get to this point where the buyer is willing to buy and the seller is willing to sell, do we have an accepted offer. And that is what we call in the real estate industry the meeting of the minds. And the whole purpose of this process and this negotiation right here is to get to the point where the buyer and seller can agree on terms and conditions that are acceptable to both of them, so that indeed they can come to meeting of the minds and have the property sold if they're the seller and bought if they're the buyer.